Tuesday morning, May 21st, 2024. The best pitcher in the year 1917. Who was it? Combine all the National American League pitchers. Who won the most pitching categories? Pete Alexander, hat trick. What do I mean? He won 1915, 1916, and 1917. Hat trick. 3 in a row, best pitcher. He also won 1911. That's the 4th win for Pete Alexander. He's a Hall of Famer. His career record proves it. 1917, he won 4 pitching categories. Most wins, 30. Most innings, 388. Most strikeouts, 200. And most games started, 44. Stellar year. Pete Alexander. 1917, he goes 30-13. His ERA was 1.83. Interesting, that didn't lead the league. The guy who had the best was a guy named Fred Anderson. Never heard of him. He had a 1.44 ERA. But in 1917, Pete Alexander started 44 games and finished 34 of them. Had 8 shutouts. 388 innings. That led the league. Listen to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th year in a row for Pete Alexander. Over 300 innings pitched. 1916, the year before, he pitches 389 innings. 1917, pitches 388. Incredible. Today's pitchers are lucky to get 200 innings pitched in a year. And this guy goes 380. Listen to this. He starts his career in 1911. He's 24 years old. His first year, he pitches 367 innings. Then he goes 310, 306, 355, 376, 389, and in 1917, 388. So he's a workhorse. Also had 200 strikeouts. His career record, 373 wins. That is number 3 all time. Cy Young, 511. Walter Johnson, 417. Christy Mathewson and Pete Alexander are tied, 373 wins. He had 5,190 innings pitched in his career. If you can pitch 5,000 innings, whew. And he had 2,198 career strikeouts. Pete Alexander, Hall of Famer. And for the 3rd year in a row, the hat trick. He's the best pitcher. What do you think? One of the best pitchers of all time? Would I put him in my top 10? Yes, I got to put him there somewhere. I'm still debating who should be number 3. I have the first 2 in my top 10. Solid. Walter Johnson and Christy Mathewson. I proved it with Mathewson because he had the 14 years and got the 373 wins. Pete Alexander, it took him 20 years to get to 373. So that's an extra 6 years. So I can't put Pete Alexander ahead of Christy Mathewson. So 1, Walter Johnson, and 2, Mathewson. Number 3 on my list, I'm still debating. Where would I put Pete Alexander? Would you put him in the top 5? That's going to be hard too, because the only thing about Alexander, I'm looking at his career record, 20 years. I like that. I like the 373 wins. His ERA a little higher, 2.56. Why? Well, there are other guys like Ed Walsh. Career ERA 1.81. So earned run average is big for me. Complete games 436. There are other guys that have more complete games. I like the complete game. You're pitching 9, 10 innings a game, not coming out. So I gotta look at that. He's got the 5,000 innings. I like that. The only thing is a little low on strikeouts, 2198. Compare that with Nolan Ryan's 5,700. And how about Randy Johnson has over 4,000. So does Roger Clemens. So strikeouts is a big thing with me. So Pete Alexander's not striking out as many guys. He's not even in the 3,000 strikeout club. Cy Young also is not in the 3,000 strikeout club. He had 2,800. So I'm debating where to put Pete Alexander in my top 10. So what I need to do, I need to go through all these years, and then eventually I'll give it to you. I'll give you my top 10. You got Warren Spahn. You got to look at his career. You got to look at Bud Calvin. You got to look at Tim Keefe, Kid Nichols, Greg Maddux. I said Nolan Ryan, Sandy Koufax, didn't pitch as long. But you got to look at him as far as the greatest pitchers of all time. Bob Feller, Lefty Grove, don't forget about him, and Carl Hubble. Some of these guys, unhittable. Steve Carlton. All right, we're done. 1917. Side note, if you want to see a good movie, a couple years ago, there's a movie about World War I. It's called 1917. Check that movie out. I liked it. I've seen it a couple times. I thought it was really good. So I'll recommend that movie if you haven't seen it. All right, our next video, 1918. Who wins it? We'll talk to you later and reveal the winner. I'm out.